So I was born in Brantford. Dorette and I met there when we were teenagers and got married when we were 19 and 20. And shortly after that, we moved to Mount Forest and pastored there for a while in a small church. Typical craziness of three boys in a house. Lots of sports stuff, lots of noise and action. Just a regular, normal household. We went to the family doctor, and when we were getting referred to the audiologist, he actually looked at Joey and went, there's something wrong here. We didn't notice anything different. He said, let's get some blood work just to check things out. And 11 o'clock that night, we got a phone call that said, get Joey to the hospital ASAP. We've got to get some more tests. We don't like what we see. The next morning, a team of doctors walked into the little isolation room in the Merge and said, we're sorry to tell you that your son has leukemia and we need to start treatment immediately. We weren't sure what to expect or what was going on, because when you hear cancer, you fear the worst. Figure you're just going to be the next family that deals with, a child losing a battle to cancer. So after the initial shock was wearing off, they sat down with us and kind of explained the whole process and was very thorough and very clear as to what was going to happen. Joey sat down with the child life specialists, and they were really good at walking him through what to expect on a level that a 4-year-old could understand. It was hard to explain to Joey what cancer was, because he's 4 years old. So we just explained that you're really sick and we've got to get some medicine that's going to help you beat this.
My dad comes down with tears all over his face. He's drenched in tears. I hear the word cancer, and since I'm not that old, I realize that it's a big word because I've heard of it before. My mind first goes through, is he gonna die? And all that, and not wanting to lose my little brother.
I didn't know what to think. I was really in shock.
The tragic nature of our story is it's not just a cancer story. A week after Joey was diagnosed, Doretta suffered a stress seizure and ended up in a medical coma for a couple of weeks. We were told that things were going to be okay when she was taken out of that medical coma. She was in recovery. Things were happening the right way. Things were going well. And October 30th, I got a phone call about 3 hours after I had left a visit with her saying, get back to the hospital, your wife is critical. She ended up with severe brain damage, and on the 5th of November, she passed away. 3 days after she passed away, we were back in treatment for a full 12-hour day. And so cancer didn't stop just because our life was completely upside down. To have to sit and explain to a 4-year-old that mommy's not going to come back, and then to try and explain that to the other two boys all at the same time, it was horrific. So it was incredible to watch the care that he was given, and you sense that he was being protected by God at the same time, because he never got as sick as they told us he might get. So he was just able to push through and with the treatment and the care, just keep crushing every day. People ask me all the time how I got through all that. For me, strength was found in embracing weakness, but to rely on a faith in God that goes beyond an understanding and beyond what is normal and comprehensible, and to be faced with all of those things and not have the hope that's found in God. We couldn't have done it any other way. And then to find the support that we had just discovered at the hospital, it was just incredible to watch everybody rally around our family when we were so used to being the ones rallying. And it's just this mantra of, we have to do this together. And so that's become a family mantra. It's become in everything that I do. That's just the way it is. You can't do it alone. The biggest thing that we received from the hospital was compassion. When Child Life would come in, Deborah was a huge help in that area.
We also tried to normalize the hospital experience and promote positive growth and development. I would provide art activities for Joey to do. He really loved to draw and to color.
So he just developed this love of art where they would bring him a bucket of toys, but he wanted to paint. And so this love of art developed through all of that. So that's largely attributed to Child Life and the program. What I really appreciated about Dr. Zorzi was the care that she gave to us, and was able to just sit down with us in the beginning and provide hope and let us know that, to the best of her ability, Joe was going to be okay.
The reason why I wanted to be a pediatric oncologist is children retain their innocence and their trust throughout even the most difficult journeys, and they really inspire the adults and the team around them. And certainly Joey exemplified all those things throughout his journey.
The biggest blessing of Joey is he has this ridiculous smile that will just light up a room. Things were tough, things were rough, it was a long day, and yet he was smiling and laughing and joking with nurses, and to have a joy and a peace was just incredible.
He was always really playful, even on days that, he was feeling sick. He had to undergo really invasive and difficult procedures, and he just was very positive and just really normalized his experience when he was here.
Every day is a new day with the four of us, and we're just celebrating the days and looking forward to what God has for us in the future, because we've come through so much. And especially in the last little while, we've just recognized, we've just passed a lot of 5-year moments of Joey's diagnosis, 5 years since Doretta passed away. It's felt like a reset moment for the family. And so we have no idea what's next. We just know that whatever's next, we're doing it together.
Oh, Daddy! Watch this. This is gonna be epic.
What's up, Joey?